With Kimberbell designs, they come without background quilting. I don't know if all of them do, but this one does. This is from the Twilight Boulevard series. It's to make a long wall hanging or bench pillow. They call it a bench pillow. I am making a wall hanging. I am using Hatch Embroidery 3, and I want to have background quilting, this in fact, in my design. This chart comes with your background quilting designs from Kimberbell, and it will match the trim design. You want to look for the finished trim design of your embroidery block and match it with whichever line it matches with. In my case, mine is going to be 6x8 because my trimmed design is 6.5 by 8.5. I know it's a little confusing, but it works. I've done it, and I'll show you the results at the end of this. The next step is to open your background quilting design and your embroidery design. Next, you want to merge the two files. Well, it's not as simple as one might think. So what I do is I Control A to select everything. And then I'm going to group it by either going up to my group tab or right clicking. And you can see there was a grayed out group dealy bobby. So now, and I don't know why it's putting this little stitch up here, but it is. So that's what we're going to have to deal with right now. So now that I have it grouped, I'm going to Control C for copy or right click and copy. Then go back into the actual design. First, I'm going to save the design as something that's not the original, because I have it saved, and if I highlight this up here, I can see, which you probably, oh, you can see it. You can see that it says quilted1.emb up there on the flyout. Now, I need to go back over here to this tab and like I said, I had to copy it. I think I already did that. Now that I've done that, I'm going to paste it in here by Control V or right click paste. As you can see, the design is on top of the embroidery design. The quilting design is on top. We need to move that to the beginning, but before I do that, I'm going to delete the very first two boxes of stitch sequence in the beginning of the actual embroidery design. I'm going to do that by clicking stitch sequence 1 and holding down my shift key and clicking stitch sequence 2. Then I'm going to click on delete, and voila, there they are gone. Now, what that accomplished is it got rid of those extra lines and stitching around the actual embroidery design. We have two more things left to do. We have to click on the grouped design and send it to the beginning of the design. So I'm going to do that now. I clicked on the group design. You just click on the quilting, and it automatically highlights all of it since it's grouped. And then I'm sending it to the front. See, move to top. Oh, you can't see that, but I did. So now that's stitch sequence 1 through 5 for the background quilting. Now it looks right. Last thing to do is to move this embroidery design where we need to have it. So I'm going to click the embroidery design itself, which is the last 3 boxes, 6, 7, and 8. And group that just because we don't want it to come apart. And then I'm using my scrolling keys on my keyboard itself. I'm just going to move it down. I don't want to change where it's located I'm just going to move it down. It takes a while this way, but at least I don't change the idea of where it's located on the design itself. I'm moving it down to just above the inner orange line there. That inner orange line is the tack down stitch for the batting, and that is 1/4 inch away from the outside line. This outside line will be taken out after the design is done. It is simply a hold down line for the material. It's a basting line, and when I stitch it, I use the wash away thread so that I can easily take it out. And that's it. We're done. That's what it will look like. And I will insert a picture of how it came out at the end of this file.